Empress Jessamine Caldwin.
Royal Protector. How naive to think you could get away with these murders. Living in my palace has protected you, but that's over. Hear me, all of you. Your rightful...
This is a game you need to play twice, at least. Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Dishonored 2. And what we have here is just a very solid game that takes the quality that we come to expect these days and puts the bar high for single player only games. Simply because I got the feeling that every encounter was a new puzzle on figuring out how to not get spotted. But for me, it ended in a timeless gunfight either way. I'll explain that later. For now though, you need to know that this game is just fun and brings serious platforming, stealth and combat to the table. And let me know, have you played it? And what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, let's dive in. Dishonored 2 builds on top of your existing abilities from the first installment, and does this by making you choose who to play as in the first few minutes of the game. Do you play as the Father Corvo, who goes out of his way for a second time to kill everyone standing in his way? Or do you take the now grown-up Empress Emily, who we've never seen in combat before? You should know though that Corvo has the exact same powers as in the first game, which are just as awesome as they were in Dishonored 1. But if you want to see all the new powers, choose Emily. Not that it really matters though, because the game gives you a wide variety of options to tackle your objectives, and combine that with the two power sets from different characters and you're almost forced to play the game twice, which I do recommend. Maybe even a third time, just to see if you've missed anything from previous playthroughs. But also because the interesting game world that has been created here. Some serious time and effort went into making the playable areas of Kanaka and Dunwall, and it shows. The atmosphere of the city is grim and sad, and as it should be considering the leaders are close to becoming dictators. Now, the story itself is nothing spectacular. It's a classic revenge story, but depending on your playstyle and the number of murders you've committed by the end, the dialogue changes, which adds to the incentive to play the game multiple times. It is also well crafted and voice acted, but nothing that will make you cry like The Last of Us or Valiant Hearts in my opinion. But coming back to the murders, you can choose not to kill anyone. But what fun would that be? Like you're able to see, I live by the simple rule of no one will notice if there is no one to notice. And that makes for some seriously fun combat. Although I do play as Corvo, which makes it really easy because you can just stop time completely, and that allows you to just kill everyone without them even being able to do something back about it. Nonetheless, if you use other powers or weapons, the combat is still entertaining and challenging. Just make sure that you are not aiming to be stealthy because the open combat will affect your rating drastically. The stealth, however, is really fun and rewarding. If you're one of those people who likes to be a ghost in the night, you're going to have fun with this game, no questions asked. Because stopping time is not only good for killing people, it is also good to evade people without getting spotted. And combine that with teleportation and you're already more of an assassin than this dipshit ever was. Now on a completely different note, the playtime of the game. And I feel that this is debatable and you will have to compare your own opinion to this. But I finished the game in about 7.5 hours on easy mode. Now that is not a very large amount of playtime, but considering that the playtime was of extremely high quality and the fact that you will probably have to play it twice or 3 times, bumps it up to about 20 hours to make a nice number out of it. Now if you think $60 is worth 20 hours of high quality game, I'll easily recommend it to you, no questions asked. Otherwise it's a bit of a tough thing to sell. For me, it was worth it, but I borrowed it from a friend. However, I would have spent the $60 on it if I did not have the free opportunity. But that is of course my opinion. And if you play slower, I'm sure you can get more hours out of it if you want to. The game only has two real negatives for me. First being that I was so happy I could get the game on PS4 because I overheard that it ran like shit on PC. I thought I was blessed by the gods until I saw that the frame rate on PS4 was terrible as well. The textures and details are pretty much fine, but the frame rate is nothing short of just bad. Also, I had one hard crash, but I can live with just one. Doesn't make it better though. And the second negative is the stealth. The mechanics themselves are fine, but whenever one guard spots you, he will scream out instantly and suddenly everyone will know where you are. And that makes it kind of annoying to even try it. Also because I'm not the type of person who will gladly restart from the last checkpoint to just try and keep my stealth bonus. I don't know, maybe I'm just a whiny bitch, but I found it really annoying seeing that I tried it every level, but the situation just escalated way too fast to be controllable. It feels like it should be forgiving, but it's not. Even though there are some technical issues and the stealth is not always on par, it doesn't take away from the fact that Dishonored is an amazing game. The combat is fun and the powers are cool and the story is well done. But if you're bound to the $1 an hour rule, this is still might an issue for you. But nonetheless, I would recommend buying the game, simply because you can go really deep and exploring like crazy. Quality over quantity sure was the motto here. And if you've played the first one, then this is just more of the same, which is simply put a must-buy recommendation. So to put it even more simple, Dishonored 2 is definitely worth the money.